So, okay, so the next item after call to order is review and approval of the agenda for today's meeting. Do I have a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay. The agenda is approved. How about we need to review and approve the minutes from Monday, from our last meeting, Monday, August 5. Do I have a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay. The minutes are approved. Then the final thing is public comment on the proposed intragovernmental conference committee rules and regulations. Who is going to give us the feedback on the public comment? I assume someone. Or Christopher, tell me what is this agenda item about?
So this is just to allow, I think the last time we had met, we had offered a time for the public to come and comment. And so at the request of the board, we posted it on our website that we'd be able to offer public comment. Obviously, no one showed up today, but did want to at least give the public that chance. And Ethan, do you want to share a small update on where we are with City Council?
Yes, and I was going to ask though, Cristobal, before we go on, have we received any written public comment?
No, I did not receive any written comment.
Okay, and so I have, per the board's direction, sent the rules to the administration and to the City Council. Because of the City Council rules and then how long it takes them to process things, we aren't anticipating feedback from them until probably mid-November. And then the administration, I believe, has finished their review, but should get back to us shortly. So that's kind of where we're at in terms of waiting for feedback on the rules. I do think, so I think we may want to plan accordingly for our next meeting. We may not actually need another meeting until December if the board is okay with that.
That's fine. Luis doesn't like getting dressed up to come downtown for a 10-minute meeting anyway.
Well,
I told him if he just learned how to hit the Zoom button, his life would be easier, but he says he wants to see me, which I don't believe.
you know, the reason I agreed to join this committee and the reason I come to Rhody to hang out with Linda is to hang out with Linda.
Right.
Well, and I think it was good because we are actually also required by our ordinance to have a public comment period for our rules, and so that has now been completed. So I think as you know, once we receive feedback from the administration and council on the rules, then I think we'll be good to go. But yeah, this was an unfortunately short meeting. So.
Ethan, do you anticipate that they're gonna have much input?
I don't anticipate it. I mean, I think we basically copied the appellate rules, and so, you know, I mean, I don't anticipate it, but
Nobody ever comments right until they actually have to use them, and then
Yeah,
suddenly they're
right.
like, wait a minute, why did we agree to these?
yeah. So and then again, if we receive any complaints, we'll obviously let the board know, but we have not received any complaints.
Okay. So is there anything else on item number 4, public comment?
I just had a couple of editorial things. Just to point out, I think on the cover sheet, it might want to read for separation of powers issues, not issued under the city charter. And then if you go through and look at the rules where it says issue parentheses S, it's just make sure we got them all consistent. There's a couple of places where it's like issue, one it's issues, minor stuff. The substantive thing, just for everybody to think about between now and our next meeting, when we talk about this, is the provision that the city attorney doesn't play. I think it's 5B. Shall not participate as an advocate or advisor. I don't, you know, sometimes the wisdom of the city attorney could be useful, I think, in these proceedings. I don't think that we want him as an advocate or, you know, but Just something to think about. Do we want their perspective or do we want the ability? Do we want to be able to ask for their opinion? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. And so I just throw that out there as
Bob-
something
Bob,
for us to ponder.
Bob, it seems to me that that does make sense, that we could, if we want to consult with the city attorney, if we have a question about some items before us, it seems to me we ought to be able to. What do you think, Linda?
I have mixed feelings about it unless we can also hear from the council or from an attorney or somebody for the city council. I mean, I think the whole point of this is to keep it as neutral as possible, right?
Well, I
Right.
understand that.
Yeah, and I think we've got it set up where we've got the mayor and the council, but remembering that under the Code of Professional Responsibility, the city attorney represents the council and the mayor. The institution is the client. So the municipal corporation is actually the client and not the council or the mayor. Now, that oftentimes led to situations where I know during my time, I would have an opinion and some of the council would differ. So they'd go hire Luis to challenge my opinion. And we always managed to work them out pretty well. But you know, the role of the city attorney is to represent the entire municipal corporation. So that's
Yeah,
why
and
I just
was gonna
raised it.
ask, I was gonna ask about that, Bob, because you'd be more in the know of that than anybody. But if the city gets like asks for some sort of opinion about whether something is properly being done, I mean, doesn't that like put a finger on the scale? If they're then gonna come and talk to us? If the city says, well, city council, you're really the one that's right here, the mayor's wrong, or vice versa.
Yeah, I don't think we'd want them to participate as an advocate for either side. But
No,
if there is something where, in terms of the operation of government, where their opinion might be useful, I just don't know that we want to foreclose it entirely. And maybe it's just something we treat on an ad hoc basis. And
Yeah.
again, we don't have to decide right now. We've got some time to ponder it, some time for Matt to think about it. And I know, didn't we also send these to Lauren, Ethan? I can't remember.
I think I didn't, well, actually, I don't think I did send them to Lauren because I feel like the charter actually precludes the city attorney's participation, but I could certainly,
Oh, does it? Okay.
yeah, I could certainly ask her though if she has any thought on
Well,
it.
if it's a charter issue, I mean, if the charter says they can't, the city attorney can't participate at all, then I don't see how they could even, if we wanted them to weigh in on something, some issue that was bothersome to the commission.
So, I'm sorry, I'm pulling up the charter piece now. I don't remember.
Matt, it's
Yeah.
2-16
Yeah,
-5.
that the city attorney shall not participate as either an advocate or an advisor to the committee. That is quoted from the charter language.
oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then I guess we're stuck with it, right?
Well, I mean, I
Whether
guess
we
that
like it or
doesn't
not.
foreclose us if there's some issue that we want them to weigh in on from doing that in some structured way. I don't know. I'll think about it some more. I just think there's lots of times where there may be some perspective that the city attorney's office can bring. And just historically, this whole thing, this whole committee came about, to address the rare situations where the mayor and the council had a differing view of what the city attorney had opined on what the charter meant. So in a way, it's kind of substituting for the city attorney. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Bob, do you think there's any point in putting this matter on the agenda for the next meeting?
I
You
think
think
we've
it's
got to
worth
put it up for approval at some point, right? Actual approval. What do the rules say on that? The city rules.
I think once we get feedback from the administration and the city council, the board would have to move to formally adopt its rules. So I think at the December meeting, the agenda items, I
All
think, the review and comment from the council and the administration, and then voting on the rules. And then also, if you wanted, Chair Stelzner, if you wanted to put an agenda item on there to discuss the
Let's
role of the
put
city
it
attorney.
on, that agenda item on for next, what is it, December meeting?
Yeah.
December when? Do we
December
have a date in
2nd,
December?
Seventh,
the
Second.
2nd.
second.
Number 2.
Second, okay.
December 2nd. And Linda, Luis, I'll plan on coming down and just joining you guys and we can go to lunch. So put it on your calendar if that's okay with you guys.
Are you buying lunch?
I'll buy lunch. I've got my fat government pension, right?
We'll file a notice of potential quorum and make clear you won't discuss board business.
Okay,
You were all
good.
invited, didn't you know?
Oh,
We can all just meet in person at Rhodey.
That's true. That's
And
true.
then Bob can take us all out to lunch,
Hey, that's not a bad idea. We'll get it all figured out.
because that's what we need, is for everybody to watch us walk as a group down the street to wherever.
Right.
But we could do that.
Since Bob is taking us, it'll be the most expensive restaurant within walking distance.
Friends.
All right,
Exactly.
Happily, since there's nothing downtown anymore, it won't be, it'll be friends. You know.
All right.
okay.
All right.
Is there anything else for discussion today? Okay, then, we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Okay, we're adjourned.
All
All
right.
right, everyone, have a happy Halloween and Thanksgiving, I guess.
Okay.
See you all at lunch in December.
In December.
Yep.
Bye.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.